Today's hits without the rap. It's 99.9 The Point. It's Goldberg with the most music mornings, and I am pleased to have in the studio Haley Reinhart. How you doing, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
So I'm very excited to have you in the studio with me. Because obviously you're incredibly talented. Came in third place in American Idol, 10.
Yeah.
Do you still talk about that a lot, or is that people you're like, oh, I'm past that?
Well, I would be past it, but I am actually going to be up on the show tomorrow.
Really?
Mentoring and performing. Yeah.
So you're one of the artists that are like, I embrace this. This is kind of how I got my thing going.
It's my roots. I'm not going to use it for everything because I think that, the whole point of the show is to find your own artistry and use it as a platform, but, kind of just work hard towards the next goals,
Nice.
Yeah.
So I want to step away from music for just one quick second.
Sure.
F is for Family.
Yeah.
I love that show.
You watched it?
Oh yeah, I watched
Cool.
it. I love that show. I'm a huge Netflix fan, of course. But how was it like? What was it like being a part of that? And how did that come about? You being doing voice acting.
Incredible experience. Pretty much overnight. I think I had one other audition floating around. I tried out to be Charlie Brown in a Peanuts movie.
Really?
Yeah. It came to me. It was interesting. And then they ended up taking kids, but that was floating around, and I think these guys caught it and invited me to do a cold read in person. And the whole cast, once I got it, we were actually in the studio for a lot of it together. We'd do table reads. We'd even be in, the studio cutting it all. And they said that was pretty rare for things like this to have everybody, in the room at once instead of just finding their slots when they could do it.
Now, have you ever done any acting before, or was this kind of like just out of nowhere to something that popped up?
I've grown up doing a lot of improv and different plays, especially when I was much younger. So it's always been another passion of mine that I'm doing crazy voices constantly with my friends growing up in Chicago and stuff. So I think that, between that and actually having the city kind of Chicago flair, because Bill Burr is Boston and Vince Vaughn, Chicago. So I think that could have helped as well.
It was really cool. Whenever I saw that, cause I didn't even know that about you. I was like, I just known you as the singer. Yeah. Then I was just kind of going through your information. I'm like, really? That was her? I love that show. It's really great. So definitely not safe for the family.
Right. No. We want to tell them it's not PG or PC. But
no, the F for family. You know what the F stands for.
The F is emphasized.
Exactly. So you have the new song. It's Can't Help Falling in Love.
Yes.
Obviously, Elvis, UB40. Which one did you prefer of the two?
Well, you can't compare anything to the original classic.
Yeah.
I think UB40 was dope. I love the reggae flair and everything. And it's cool. It's cool to give it, another unique touch to it,
Well, it definitely is, and I like yours because it really focuses on you and your vocals and what you can do with it and everything. Where did that come about with you deciding this is going to be my next single?
I had no idea. Wrigley Extra Gum, they sought me out to record this song for their commercial. Oh. And it's a crazy viral thing right now, and it's on TV as well, but it's a beautiful love story, and it's literally just shows the progression of their journey of love when they meet each other in high school to when he proposes to her.
Okay.
And then it's just my track with me and the piano. So they wanted to create something super intimate and personal, and I had no idea that the radio would start playing it. I really didn't.
Well, and I love because your YouTube videos with you, and I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the band. It's like a big band. It's like
Postmodern Jukebox.
Yes, Postmodern Jukebox. Those are amazing. Those are amazing
Thanks.
Performances. Where did that come from with you performing with them?
I just sat in at a club in LA with them one night, and they Scott Bradley maybe heard of me, and I heard of him, and just went down there with a few friends. And he's like, "Hey, want to get up and do All About the Bass or something?" And then we just went on tour and recorded videos while touring.
My favorite one is the White Stripes
cover.
Cool. That one's my favorite one. I'm a big White Stripes fan.
That was my idea.
That was because that's such an original take. Thanks. I was like, that's pretty awesome. I really love that. And plus, cool. You looked absolutely gorgeous in that, too. I love the classic look that you had in that video. So
thanks. I like to call that my alter ego.
So you were talking about with, Can't Help Falling in Love. We just had Valentine's Day. Did you have a Valentine?
I did. It was very sweet.
Nice.
Yeah. Back home in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very very romantical.
Nice. Well, okay. Well, speaking of Valentine's Day, because I just want to go with this love theme. What was your best Valentine's Day gift ever?
I think. Well, last year I got a pair of roller skates.
Really?
That were white on white wheels, Chicago skates on the wheels, and he filled them with marbles, which I thought was also hilarious. So it's beautiful because I love to roller skate, but also a sense of humor.
Well, no, that's my wife this year. She told me, I was like, what do you want for Valentine's Day? Because I always screw Valentine's Day up. I'm horrible with I'm really bad. And so I was like, what do you want this year? And my wife's favorite thing is chicken wings. And she was
God, what a woman. I agree.
She wanted a bouquet of chicken wings. And so I was like, really? And I was like, okay.
That's
and
cool.
So I went and I bought chicken wings. I bought like little skewers and I bought like a vase and things. And I literally made her a bouquet of chicken wings.
I don't know about people at home, but I think that's really romantic.
Well, luckily, so did my wife, and she was like, I was joking, you idiot. No, she actually wanted that because
deep down, she wanted it.
Yeah, deep down, she really did. And I was like, please don't tell me you're joking, because then, and I did this, and she looks at me and goes like, you took me seriously? Wow, you really do know how to ruin Valentine's Day.
Oh, no. Well, at least you're listening.
Oh, yeah, I did listen. That's like finally, after like 10 years of marriage, I finally listened.
Oh, so there is hope.
There is always hope. So speaking of love, what was your best first date?
Oh my goodness.
Because it's never always like the thing that's like, oh, they spent the most money or this and that. It's always those ones that you have that and you're like, I'll always remember that.
Sure. Well, you know what I thought was a cool experience is going on a date with somebody, and sushi's always amazing.
Yeah.
And we were like kind of connected on a higher level, like more maybe even like a spiritual realm. And we were talking about names and things, and he goes and he guesses my middle name. He's like, well, you can too. And then I did.
Oh my
And it was just strange.
That's either really like kismet or just like taking stalking to a whole nother level. It's one way or the other.
I think it's the first one.
Okay, I'm hoping it was the first one.
Yes,
did it lead to a second date then?
Yes, most definitely.
Okay, that's good, because then
very connected.
Because if somebody went that far and was able to guess middle names, it's like that kind of leads you like, we at least got to go out again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's very mysterious and intriguing.
Have you ever had a really bad date? Because we've all had a bad date. You can't be like, oh no, they've all been perfect and just love you. No, we've all had a bad date.
There's too many that pop in my head.
At least you're honest with that then.
No, I don't know. I really don't get bugged by much. Like, I think that I just take everything how it comes, and people can make situations awkward, but I feel like you're only going to make it as awkward as you want.
Yeah.
For me, I'm just like, go with the flow. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, moving on,
Awesome. Well, Thank you so much for coming. We're gonna do some more things. You're gonna play your new song for us. You're gonna play a couple songs or just one?
Well, whatever you want. Maybe we'll do another one from, I got an album coming out in April too.
Perfect.
Called Better. Yeah.
That would be fantastic. So we're going to hear some music for you. We're also going to play a little game of Would You Rather. Hopefully it doesn't get too weird. I promise you.
You're going to make it awkward now?
It will only get about 40% weird.
Okay.
Just 40% weird will be all right.
All right.
Okay,
Sounds
cool.
good to me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
He went out with a bang, hit with a thud. So... What? Was that insensitive of making fun of the terrorists who try to blow up a plane?
No. I hate that movie because it's actually really
it's kind of depressing. Right? Yeah, the one with what's his face, Keaton.
Michael
Keaton. He's a rock star. Yeah.
I hate that movie.
Snow Dad is better than No Dad.